That childhood rule from your parents seemed ridiculous until you realized its genius as an adult. So growing up, my mom had this one rule that made me furious as a teenager. We were never ever allowed to close our bedroom doors. Like, ever. Not when hanging with friends, not when doing homework, not even when changing. We had to use the bathroom for that. The door had to stay open at least 6 inches at all times. I thought it was the most controlling, invasive, trust issue BS ever invented. My friends all got to close their doors. Every time I complained, she'd just say, my house, my rules, and someday you'll understand. This wasn't like a religious thing or anything weird. We weren't super strict otherwise. But this one rule was absolute. If I closed my door, I'd lose my phone privileges for days. The only exception was at night when we were sleeping. But even then, it had to be cracked open. It caused so many stupid fights. Like when Veda came over in 8th grade and we wanted to talk about crushes, but we couldn't close the door. So my little brother kept walking by and eavesdropping. I was mortified. Or when I was trying on new clothes with Annabelle before a school dance and had to keep running to the bathroom to change while she just sat awkwardly on my bed. I swore I'd never make my future kids follow this rule. It was the first thing I changed when I got my own apartment at 19. I remember dramatically closing and locking my bedroom door that first night just because I could. Fast forward to now. I'm 28 and recently moved into a new apartment building. It's nice enough, decent security, mostly young professionals. I've been here about 2 months. Last night around 1 a.m., I was half asleep when I heard something that didn't sound right. Hard to explain, but it was like a soft scraping noise. At first, I thought I was dreaming it, but then I realized it was coming from my front door. I froze completely, straining to listen. The scraping continued, then stopped. Then there was a very faint metallic clicking sound. Someone was trying to get into my apartment. My phone was charging in the living room. My bedroom door was closed. I realized I had absolutely no idea how much time I had before whoever was out there might get in. Were they picking the lock? Did they somehow have a key? Was it maintenance being sketchy? No way to know. I slid out of bed as quietly as possible, heart literally trying to escape through my throat. As I approached my bedroom door, I suddenly had the most vivid flashback to my mom saying, "Doors stay open because you need to know what's happening in your house." I stood there, hand on the doorknob, terrified of what I might see if I opened it. But I needed to know what was happening. I needed to get to my phone. Very slowly, I turned the knob, thanking every deity that I'd recently oiled the hinges. I opened it just enough, about 6 inches, exactly like my mom's rule, and peered through. That's when I saw a shadow moving across my living room wall. Someone was already inside my apartment. If my door had been open even a crack like my mom always insisted, I would have heard them come in immediately. I would have had time to call 911. Instead, I was trapped. I closed the door silently, locked it, and dragged my dresser in front of it as quietly as possible. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely dial 911 on my smartwatch. The dispatcher told me to stay put and not confront the intruder. I heard them moving around in my living room, opening drawers. At one point, they tried my bedroom door handle, but the dresser held. After what felt like years, I heard sirens and footsteps running, then the police knocking. The intruder was gone, but they found evidence he'd slipped the latch with a credit card. I called my mom this morning, still shaking. Before I could even tell her what happened, I blurted out, "I finally understand the open door rule." She got quiet and then told me the real reason behind it. When she was in college, her roommate was attacked in their apartment. My mom had been home but didn't hear anything because both their doors were closed. She's carried that guilt for 35 years. She never told me because she didn't want me to be paranoid, just prepared. The open door wasn't about controlling me, it was about situational awareness. About knowing what's happening in your space at all times.